Hi guys, good evening, and let's do the class. I know that there are some issues has happened last time. I was not able to reach on time, and today this thing has happened. But that's okay. I understand your concerns also. Sometimes if you may not understand about my concerns, that's okay. But yeah, I understand that it is completely uh, understandable that you guys have paid for it and you guys have left your work for it to understand. But see the number. I'm also a little disappointed. There are around 32 people in two groups, and only seven have joined except me. Only seven people. So no problem. That's okay. Whoever has joined, I'll respect them. I'll ask you guys in the group only if you are coming for the live classes, or if you are just okay with the recording sometimes. But we have to start the classes, right? Okay, let me start the class and let me see. And today's class is going to be wonderful. So you guys can unmute yourself anytime, and you guys can tell me or ask me any questions, or you guys can ask me any questions at any time. So let me share the screen, guys. Okay, let me share the screen, and then yeah. So I hope you can sorry, I hope you can see the screen, guys. You can see the screen. I hope you can see the screen. Is it visible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Great. So in today's class is very special, very specially, and as we do in our company, and we have a lot of things, and we provide jobs also. And what I have experienced in the industry, like my colleagues and other big companies, my friends, they what they do is there's a lot of things, but these lot of things are not, the students are not aware of them, or they are not having the proper guidance of jobs, right? So in starting of these courses only, the first class I wanted to keep in on, keep that on. Okay, so look at this now. What we are going to learn today, we are going to learn today PV jobs for pharmacy graduates or healthcare graduates. Okay, pharmacy or healthcare graduates in India. Okay, in India. And what we are going to cover in today's class, very interestingly, we are going to cover like various roles and responsibilities. What you guys will have in the industry, various roles and responsibilities, right? And what exactly are the departments or domains where you can work or where you can join the industry, right? To join, domains to join, right? And then the third thing here is hierarchy of any company, right? Hierarchy of any company for pharmacovigilance department, for any company, for PV department. Okay, and then we are also going to talk about the job descriptions and salaries, right? And then we are not only stopping here, we are also going to talk about all the national and international uh, MNCs, uh, international companies, which are providing the jobs in pharmacovigilance, providing the jobs in pharmacovigilance. Okay, jobs in PV. And then one more special thing, that what skills exactly you need for the PV jobs. Okay, so let's start. Do you want to have anything else in this menu, guys, for today? Do you want to understand anything else? Please tell me if you know. And you have to speak. Actually, I cannot see your comments on iPad, so you have to speak. If you want anything, you can
Sir,
just
I want to know about the PV software.
PV softwares. Okay,
Yes, sir.
perfect. PV softwares. PV software, though we are having the special classes on PV software, we have the special what we say things to learn on this. But yes, so we are going to I'm going to tell that those things also. Okay. So I'm going to tell those things also. Okay, guys. So let's start with the first thing. Let's start with the first thing. Okay. One sec. So first, let me tell you a little basic about the pharmacovigilance. Let me tell you a little basic about the pharmacovigilance, what exactly the pharmacovigilance is. So pharmacovigilance usually, if we talk about the pharmacovigilance, okay, so I forgot to mention softwares used, right? Software used in PV, right? In PV. So let's start with about what exactly the PV is and how. This is definitely, guys, this is definitely one of the dynamic and rapidly expanding, domain. Rapidly expanding domain. Why I'm telling this rapidly expanding domain? Because you must have seen that, everyone, not only in India but outside and in the entire world, everyone has some problems. Everyone means like, at every family, at least one person or two persons are sick. Maybe occasionally, maybe, having the acute problems or maybe having the chronic problems. They have the problems. They have the problems, definite problems. And for that, they need drugs, right? They need drugs. And when they are taking the drugs, when there are the, let me tell you, when there are the drugs means the medicines. When there are the medicines in any scenario or drugs in any scenario, you will be looking for only, especially two things. First is safety and efficacy. First is safety and efficacy. Okay, and safety and efficacy, how you will see that? Once you take the drug, because you have not done the clinical trials, you are not aware of the clinical trials, how the clinical trials have been done. So what you will be talking about is, you will be just looking into three domains. Okay, you will be looking into three actions. First is, you will monitor those. Okay, you will monitor those. Then you will assess after some time or whatever, you will assess those, whatever has happened or not. Okay, and if something happened, I'll tell you, I'll explain this. If something happens, okay, you will prevent it. You will prevent it. So this is the all PV. This is all PV in three words. If I say, when we talk about any drug or medications, first thing is, you monitor the mishappenings. Okay, now let me write here mishappenings. Mishappening is what? ADR, right? ADRs. Mishappening is ADRs. Okay, nothing else but ADRs, adverse drug reactions, or ADEs. Okay, ADRs or ADEs, nothing much. Okay, and then the next thing is, if you have these things, you will assess means for, like, why it is happening, right? Why it is happening, if it is correlated with the drug what you have taken, what is the duration of that, right? What is the duration of that, and what exactly are the symptoms and signs of that, right? So you do that. And then prevention, so you look into the guidelines, how to prevent these acts, how to prevent these ADRs. Now I'm I'm referring this with you. You means not only the you means first one is user, who can do that. Okay, this is very basic, guys. This is very, very basic, but I'll come to all the things whatever we have to discuss, but I'll just tell you the basic thing. One, first thing is user, and then second thing is, what second thing is? Healthcare professionals, right? Healthcare professionals. In healthcare professionals, who comes? Like the nurses, okay, pharmacists, right? And then doctors, right? And then, the PV people who are especially donated to this, or maybe the students sometimes, they all are involved in this. Why I'm telling you this? Because this is very practical knowledge, and you should understand this practical knowledge. See, if I tell you the definition of PV, what is the things in PV, that you know that, but the practicality is how the flow of PV goes, right? So if some patient, user means here is patient, right? Usually whenever is taking drug, or whoever is taking drug is a patient, right? So that any one of these can do this. Any one of these can monitor, assess, and try to work on the prevention. Try to work on the prevention. And definitely there is a flow. There is a flow, like first, suppose patient, okay, or maybe patient 2, it will go to the doctor, or doctor or nurse maybe, or not. I'll tell you here, nurse maybe, and then from there it will go to the reporting center. Reporting center means what? Reporting center is usually PVPI in this cases. Okay, Pharmacovigilance Program of India. I'm talking about in India, right? And that is run by Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission. That is run by Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission. Okay, and worldwide it goes to the Geneva, the Pharmacovigilance Committee, and under the WHO and the CDC, there are multiple committees which takes care of that, and the international center is in Geneva, right? So if see if it goes to the doctor, then doctor or nurses or the healthcare profession can directly report it. Otherwise, patient can also report it by multiple modes, like maybe by the phone, by the email, by the calling them directly, or by the website. Multiple things are there where how you can do that. So I'll not go to this process. Can you please mute yourself, guys? Okay, so it will not be, I'll not go into this because this is going to happen in the course. Okay, this is basic. Now I'll come to the important part. What we are going to discuss here is, the first thing is roles of roles in PV. What kind of roles after graduation? If you go to the PV, if you go to the pharmacovigilance, what kind of roles and responsibilities you will be having? Okay, guys, carefully. I'm telling you, all these are entrance, to the pharmacy or healthcare professionals. These all are entrances, like how you can enter into the market. So you all will be, all must be aware of these. You all must be aware of these. Okay, so let me tell you, first thing from the first we will start. Write that, or you can write that. Okay, no problem, or this recording will be there. First thing is drug safety associate. Okay, drug safety associate. Drug safety associate, also called as DSA in the pharmacovigilance. When you go in the pharmacovigilance company or industry, that is called DSA. Okay, so drug safety associate, what exactly drug safety associate does is, this is again, guys, remember, this is again the entry level job for you. Okay, entry level job for you. You after B farm, after M farm, after farm D, or after MSc or M Farm, anything which is your entrance thing, which makes you eligible, you can directly go to that. So it is an entry level job, and how it works is, the major role of these people is nothing but the case processing. Okay, case processing and ADR documentation. Now you will tell, sir, you just told us that it has happened to the PVPI and all. Guys, now let's come to the industrial pharmacovigilance. That's a local thing, what I told you, that's a normal thing, that's a normal flow. But if you come to the industrial part, how it happens is, let's take an example here. Let's take an example. Suppose the company Cipla. Okay, suppose company Cipla has launched one drug, launched the drug A. Okay, drug A for suppose gastritis, right? Less gastritis. Drug A for gastritis, and it goes to the market. So post marketing, post marketing surveys are there, right? Post marketing surveys, post marketing studies, and direct reporting. Direct reporting is there, right? Direct reporting is there. So what happens is, when the patients or doctor or anyone, when they report these ADRs or anything to the PVPI, maybe to the PVPI, or to the company also who is making, or if they publish also such cases, guys, not only one mode, they can just report this, monitor this, and they can report it to PVPI by any mean, as I told you, or any healthcare professional, or even the patient or patient party can report it. Okay, and they can send the ADRs by any mode. But when it comes to the industry means the maker, like Cipla, suppose it's Cipla. So what makers do is, makers get all these reports. Okay, all these reports from the databases, like they get all the reports from the regulators. Regulatory means in India PVPI, DCGI, and CDSCO, right? So they get all the data, all the reportings from DCGI, and along with that, their team also are very efficient. They check out all the journals, they check out all the reporting databases. If someone has published such case report or something, so they take all the data and they make a safety report. Okay, they make a safety report. Okay, and one is the safety report, but before that, how it goes in the industry, when you have the bulk thing, right? When it goes to the post marketing, there is not only one thing, there are almost 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 cases usually comes. And any type of cases, any type of complaint comes from the cases, from the patients, or those are reported by any healthcare, anyone. Those are reported to the company. I mean, those reports have come to the company either through the either either through the regulator, either through the regulator means in India it is DCGI and CDSCO, either from the regulator, from the patient, or from the hospitals usually, right? From the hospitals means the healthcare providers, and from the directly from the patients attenders or nurses or anything. Like, these are the major four things. So when they get these, what they do is they analyze it. They analyze the case, and that is called analyze and finding out the actual problem. So this actual thing is called as case processing. Okay, this is called as case processing. You will get all the things in details. I'm just telling you the scope, or I'm just telling you the scope and roles of the pharmacovigilance associates. I mean, pharmacovigilance associates, right? I'm just telling you for your convenience. That's all. Okay. So first thing is drug safety associates. So these people just look into the case assessments and ADR documentation. After assessment, they do the ADR documentation. Okay, then the second job role and response in the role second job comes is pharmacovigilance scientist. Okay, pharmacovigilance scientist, and that is also the entry level job. Okay, that is also the entry level job. And you will be thinking, what is pharmacovigilance scientist? It looks like something, a big name. No, it is simple. It is like the person who involves in the data. Sorry, not data. Sorry. Yeah, so who involves in the signal detection? Okay, signal detection, risk management, usually risk management, and evaluation of the drug safety profiles. Evaluation of the drug safety profiles. How it does and how it goes, what is signal detection? So again, there is another team. Case processing is after team, and before that, there are the people called pharmacovigilance scientists or pharmacovigilance associates. What they do is they just work on the whatever ADRs or whatever ADEs has happened. They try to find those with a proper channel in the proper manner, and they just find out the leads. Okay, they just find out the leads called signal means like the one sec. Okay, now, so they try to find out the leads, like if anything is happening which is leading to the ADR, or the ADR has happened. So they try to find out how it is happening, where it is happening. They find out the signal means some medication error happens. What exactly the practical thing happens is, say, in signal detection, you will see a lot of scientific language and all when the classes will be, but I'll tell you the actual scenario how the signal detection happens. I have worked in, the hospitals. I have worked in many clinical trials related to heart failure, related to cardiovascular problems, and I have seen how they actually do. They just follow the entire case when they give the new track. The drug is launched recently, or the drug is in the, clinical trials. What they do is they follow each and every step of clinical trial after giving the drug, and they try to find out if anything is going wrong means maybe sometimes the dose or dose skipping, or maybe some patient have some other problem, and underlying problem, and that drug is going to interact with the problem, or drug is going to exert, or some that type of things has happens. Okay, so they really try to track everything, and they find out how these things are happening, and they actually find out if there is any ADR or not. That is called signal detection. And based on that only they work on the risk management, because they find out the risk initially only. Before giving the drug to the patient, they find out all the risk factors. Okay, they find out all the risk factors like their age, their kidney problems, their gender, their race, everything. Okay, and their food habits, their dietary habits, their other drugs, medications, medical history, all they find out. And based on that they work on the risk management. So pharmacovigilance scientist. Okay, then the third thing is medical reviewer. Okay, medical reviewer. Medical reviewer is who? Medical reviewer is nothing but they review the ADR cases. They review all the ADR cases for the medical and clinical relevance. Okay, medical accuracy, actually, medical accuracy and clinical relevance. If the thing is correctly reported or not, if the ADR is correctly reported or not. And why? You will tell, sir, that the drug safety associate, pharmacovigilance scientist, medical reviewer, why we need these people? Because, see, this is a very big domain. Pharmacovigilance is a very big domain, and there are literally, you won't believe, millions of jobs. Okay, I mean, millions of jobs, but definitely a correct person, correct company, and correct skill is required. What is required? Correct person. I'm telling you, remember this. Correct person means skilled person and best eligible person. Sorry, person correct with correct skill. Okay, and to correct recruiter. Remember these things. Okay, sometimes recruiters are, recruiters are not only looking for a person. Sometimes they are looking for the very much skilled person. Skilled means maybe the leadership is skilled, maybe they are trained in the ADR softwares, maybe they are trained in the communication, they are trained in the medical reviewing. So the correct person with the correct skill for correct job and correct recruiter is very, very important. If you meet these criterias, you can get job very, very easily. Understand that? Correct person, correct skill with correct recruiter or correct job, right? So medical reviewer is there. Then again, see, now we were just talking about, see, pharmacovigilance scientist, medical reviewer. Then what happens is, if you do that, if you do the signal detection, right? If you do the signal detection, which is done by the pharmacovigilance scientist, which is done by the pharmacovigilance scientist, and then after that medical reviewer will review the ADR cases, and then it will go to what? It will go to the, it will go to the what we say that signal detection analyst. Okay, signal detection analyst. Okay, signal detection analyst. And who is signal detection analyst? Who actually analyzes the trend in drug safety signals. They just analyze the data. They just analyze the data for emerging, for emerging trends in safety profiles. Now what does it mean exactly? Safety profiles of drug, any drug. What does it mean exactly? See, it means signal detection analyst will work on some special things. Let me give you the example. If there was corona, right? Corona, COVID-19, right? COVID-19. And then after that, there were launch of vaccines, right? Launch of vaccines. So now there is something in trend, and that is called vaccine related, vaccine associated thrombolytic events, isn't it? You are aware of that? Thrombolytic events, right? I mean, there are some events happening because of the vaccines. After taking the vaccines, they're not very much associated why it is happening, but there are some events happening, some bad events, some side effects, some ADRs are happening because of vaccine, because of corona vaccine. So this is in the trend right now. This thing is in the trend right now, and we need signal detection analysts to analyze the data on emerging trends. And based on that, in the companies like vaccine manufacturers, they have right now, I mean, every drug has such things. Okay, every drug, so every company needs it, right? I'm just giving you the example. If it is about COVID-19 vaccine, so vaccine makers, they need the signal detection analyst who can actually analyze all the available data in public domains, in databases or wherever, and based on that They can make the report and they can work, they can give it to the next team, which is risk management specialist, okay. So we need a lot of people to work in this field, okay. We need a lot of people. So now the fifth thing, I'm telling you in very detail, no one will tell you guys, okay. So fifth thing is risk management team, okay. Risk management specialist we call it, okay. Risk management specialist we call it, okay. So the risk management specialist, what they will do is, right, okay, so it will come in recording now, so it should be correct. Specialist, okay, sorry, list, specialist. So what these guys will do, risk management specialist, what they will do is, they will do, if you have heard of something called RMP, okay, can someone tell me what is RMP? Yes, guys.
Risk management plan.
Yes, they prepare the risk management plan, okay. They prepare the risk management plans for, to mitigate, actually not for, to mitigate actually, sorry, yeah, to mitigate the potential drug risks, okay. Potential drug risks, they do that. So we need them also in that. Now I'm not going into the explanations how they do that, what they do that, because there are the classes on that, but I'm just telling you what exactly and where exactly you are in the need in the company, okay. And then the next thing comes is very important, very important, regulatory affairs person, okay. Regulatory affairs specialist. Now you will tell, this is the special domain of regulatory affairs. Why we need pharmacovigilance regulatory affairs specialist? This is nothing but pharmacovigilance regulatory affairs specialist who works with compliances. Okay, who works with compliances? Compliance with whom? What we need in the compliance, especially we need to, we need to, sorry, we we need to compliance, we need to compliance with what? We need to compliance with global pharmacovigilance standard, global PV regulations, right? Global PV regulations, because see, in India it is DCGI, right, and CDSCO, but in USA it is FDA, in Europe it is EMA, right? There are different pharmacovigilance regulations, and regulatory affairs people ensure with the compliance in what? Compliance in developing the drug. They start making the plan from the starting from the drug development only. They prepare the plan, they prepare the the regulations for compliance, and at the end of the product, or when the product is in post market, in the market, after the launch, they get all the data, they get they look into all the regulations, and they try to match, or they try to work on all global PB regulations, all global PB regulations, okay. Similarly, not only the regulatory affairs people, we need people from quality assurances. You know that we need people from quality assurances, quality assurance specialist we call them, QA specialist in pharmacovigilance, okay. These all are people. So now guys, you will tell we are studying only PV. No, that's why I'm telling special skill. If you are going into the PV, again you have to look into like what you want to do. If you want to become the regulatory affairs specialist, you want to become the quality assurance specialist, if you want to become the signal detection analyst, if you want to become the into the risk management team. So if it's first of all, you don't have to be disappointed, because it all happens when you go to the industry. If you are into the industry, then it all will happen automatically. You will get a training, and based on your interest, they will put you in the put you in the teams, and from that team you will become specialized too, okay. So this actually happens. But if you have any kind of experience before in any previous company, or if you have the experience or specific certificate in like like suppose in signal detection, or in PV regulatory affairs, or anything, you can definitely, or maybe the aggregate report writing, you can be the specialist, and you can directly join that team, because you have the special skill, okay. So quality management people, quality assurance people, what they do is they monitor the quality and compliances of the PV process, okay. Pharmacovigilance process. So it is not only the quality assurance is needed. Quality assurance is needed in drug making. Quality assurance is needed only in good manufacturing process. No, not only GMP, but quality assurance is needed if the PV processes are being conducted properly, if the case analysis is happening properly, if the signal detection is happening properly, if the aggregate report writing is happening properly, if the compliances are happening properly, so if the documentation is happening properly. So these people work on that in PV. These people work on that in PV. So can you understand how special these people are in? So if you think, I can tell you more of the roles and responsibilities, like after some of the experience, maybe after some experience, you can even become the PV trainer. Like you are going to get many PV trainers from the industry who will be teaching you. And and again, I forgot, I was talking about, but I forgot it. Aggregate report writing. Okay, aggregate sorry report specialist. Aggregate report specialist. Okay, who is aggregate report specialist? These people are someone who comes into the picture after everything. After everything means, suppose the ADRs happened, the data was collected from the databases, and there is a huge data from the regulators or databases, and now analysis and everything is done. Now who will come into the picture? Now aggregate report specialist will come into the picture. Why they will come into the picture? They will come into the picture to prepare the reports. Prepare the reports, aggregate reports of all the data. What are the reports? Can anyone tell me what are the report types? What are these report calls?
Uh, PSUR, DSUR, and
Yes,
all.
PSUR and
Traders.
yes, PSUR, DSURs are there, and many more. I mean, based on the devices, based on the different types of drugs and all, there are multiple types of reportings, but majorly there are two. One is DSUR, one is PSUR. So, what is PSUR? PSUR is nothing but periodic safety update report. Okay, periodic safety update report. So companies usually publish or send this report to the regulators. Okay, they have to send the periodic reports to the regulators, and they have to explain to the consumers also. So these reports usually first go to the regulators, they check it, they give the feedbacks, and based on the feedback, those things have been have to be implemented by the company, and then these reports goes public. Okay, this is important because these reports talk about whatever has happened in certain period, like 6 months or 1 year. Okay, or sometimes the period is different. There is no definite period like 6 months or 1 year. Sometimes period, like if there is a very heavy flow of the side effects, very heavy flow of the ADRs, or very heavy flow of the data, then this period is less also. And based on the number of the cases, based on the number of the data, the duration of the report could be longer also. Okay, and then DSUR, development safety update reports. So these reports are prepared by nothing but aggregate report specialist. Okay, and then finally it comes to the higher level, like the managers and all. Okay, managers and all, that will look into the hierarchy, that we will look into the hierarchy. So after this, what you understood, these are the all entry level jobs, guys. These are the all entry level jobs. And now what we will talk is, what did you exactly understand? What are your job responsibilities? What are your job responsibilities? And based on that, you can choose the different domains. You can choose the different domains. So what are the major job responsibilities? First of all, adverse event reporting, right? Adverse event reporting, then signal detection, and then case processing, right? Case processing, then regulatory reporting, and then risk benefit analysis also, like analysis, right? Risk benefit analysis. What is risk benefit analysis? They based on the reportings and all, based on the ADRs and all development, they look into like what kind of benefit our drug is giving to the human beings or to the society, and how much risk it is creating, and based on that they prepare the report. Then there are audits and inspections also, audits and inspections. Then trainings are there, as I told you, mentor, training and development. I mean, you can have a lot of things to do. Okay, and in the communication, education communication, you can go to, because there are the pharmacological, I mean, pharmacovigilance related program, lesser number of the people, but yes, there is something called pharmacovigilance communication. These people just work in something like their BPOs. These people work in the policy, advertisements. So there are multiple things how they can work it. Okay, how they can work on this. Now let me tell you what are the departments and domains you can go in. Okay, guys, let me tell you the departments and domains. Carefully focus here, guys, you all have to look into. So why it is important to understand? First thing is CROs, right? First thing is CRO is nothing but contract research organizations. Right? Research organizations means these people are outsourced. These people are outsourced by the companies, by the pharma companies, to provide the PV related services. So these all major jobs are happening in the CROs. Okay, these all major jobs are happening in the CROs, and you can join a CRO directly. Okay, and then you also can join the pharmaceutical companies. Okay, pharmaceutical companies, not only the CROs, you can directly join the pharmaceutical companies, but the major role goes to pharmacovigilance CROs. Why CROs? Because pharmacovigilance companies don't take, this pharmaceutical companies don't take that much headache, so they give it to the third party. They give all the case processings, reporting, everything to a third party. That third party does every work, and that third party is nothing but the CRO. Okay, CROs, right? They give it to the CROs, and CROs work into that. So CROs hire most of the manpower, most of the work power into the pharmacovigilance. Then pharmaceutical companies also in-house pharmacovigilance team. Sometimes there are in-house there is always in-house pharmacovigilance team. Okay, we call that in-house PV team, and in-house PV team works on monitoring and regulatory submission. That's everywhere, monitoring and regulatory submissions, right? So we need the regulatory people there, but yes, not a very large number or not very frequent openings are there, right? So these people, the pharmaceutical, in the pharmaceutical companies, definitely less people, but in the CROs a very high number of job input is there. Okay, then you can definitely work with the regulatory bodies. You can definitely work with the regulatory bodies, like in India, CDSCO. If you are good, you can join as a for the monitoring, for the specialist, or in the regional levels or central level, or district levels, or there are different regions in India. You can join CDSCO also in different regions. Okay, and then best part is you can join the hospitals or academics. Okay, hospitals and academics. Okay, for usually for what? Usually for the education and ADR monitoring. ADR monitoring in the hospitals. So hospitals and the academic institutions also hire them. Then the fifth number important part is even some health IT companies. Okay, health information technology companies hire the pharmacovigilance people. Like why? Like developers, they work on the softwares. They work on the software developments. They work on the software developments and database developments and all. Database developments and all. So you have a lot of scope and opportunities. Okay, now let me tell you. Now let me tell you the best part. What we are, we all waiting for: hierarchy. Okay, hierarchy in PV department. Guys, focus here. Your focus is utmost needed here. So first thing comes is, I'll go one by one. First thing comes is DSA, suppose, right? DSA, drug safety associate, drug safety associate, right? First thing is drug safety associate, and the responsibility I told. Now let me tell you what is the salary. Salary is usually 2.5 to 4 LPA, lakhs per annum. Okay, lakhs per annum. 2.5 to 4 LPA in starting. You will get the job somewhere from 20K to 35K. Okay, starting job. This is the starting job when you have no experience, when you are not into any domain, you don't have special skill, or you don't have any kind of services experience before. Then you get 20 to 35,000 per month. Okay, next thing I'll tell you, next thing you will be surprised, mid level roles are there. This is entry level, right? This is entry. Then mid level, you know, mid level is what? Mid level, you can say that okay, there are pharmacovigilance, senior scientists, pharmacovigilance scientists, or maybe the medical reviewers. A little more, medical reviewers get higher salary than the drug safety associates, and their work, that signal detection, medical review, preparation of reports and all, right? And their salary somewhere goes from 5 to 8 lpa, 5 lakh to 8 lakh per LPA. So this is 40 to 80,000 per month. Okay, that is at 40 to 80,000 per month, somewhere in the mid level. And this comes after a good experience. As I told you, you can join as a drug associate or something, and if you have special skills, you can directly join as mid level, right? But usually, if you are going from one job, like the DSA to pharmacovigilance associate, it usually takes one to 3 years. Okay, 1 to 3 years here. Okay, and then from mid level, okay, from mid level to, if you go to a little senior level, okay, if you go to a little senior level, what you will see is that the people are like risk management specialist, or managers. Okay, managers. And we call them the leads, team leads, right? They are team leads. I mean, you will become the team lead, and your job will be developing the risk management strategies and leading the teams and all, right? And what is the salary scale up here? 8 to 12 lpa. 8 to 12 lpa means definitely 80 to almost 120,000 per month, 1,20,000 per month. This happens between 5 years. Okay, this happens between 5 years, 4 to 5 years only, 3 to 5 year actually. 3 to 5 year, you can reach to a senior level. Okay, in the industry, you can reach to a senior level. And then what happens is, then it comes to the managerial level. Okay, this comes to the managerial level, and managerial level means what? These are the PV managers or compliance managers. Okay, like they are leading the team, PV manager or compliance managers we call them. They are leading the PV team, and they are overseeing all the, their job responsibilities, overseeing all the PV operations, audits, regulation, compliance and all, right? They look over the teams, and they make the strategies, and they oversee all the projects, all the PV operations, audits, and usually the regulatory compliances. And what is their salary scale? Their salary scale is somewhere 12 to 18 lpa. 12 to 18 lpa means like 1.2 lakh to 1.8 lakh per month. Okay, per month in the good industries. And this happens after how many times it happens? Like it happens after 5 to 7 years of the job. It happens after 5 to 7 years of the job in industry. Okay, and now when people shift very very frequently, very aggressively, and they get the new jobs very aggressively, and they can really work into that. Okay, that's different thing, but usual thing is that. And after that, it comes to the executive roles. Executive roles, like directors, right? Like directors of the teams, or head of the departments, head of the department, pharmacovigilance department. Their work is definitely strategic decision making, and global safety oversight and all. And their job, their package is definitely more than 20 lpa, more than 20 lpa, so more than 2 lakhs per month usually they earn to more than 2 lakhs. And their job comes after 10 years of experience. 8 to 10 years of experience, you can become the director or lead. 8 to 10 years. Okay, and then there are many other things that I'll not go into, like you can go into the administration, like the presidents, vertical head, or global head, or South Asia regional head, regional head. Regional head, you can become, like you are taking care of Asia continent, any Australian continent or something. There are many people. That time your salary, your LPA is after at least 12 to 15 years of job, after 12 to 15 years of job, your salary will be nothing but more than at least 40 lakhs of annum. I mean, 40 lakhs annum, 40 to 50 lakhs per annum. Okay. And you can retire up to 1 crore. You can retire up to 1 crore when you are into the administration, per 1 crore per annum. I know people who are, you know, receiving the salary of 90 lakhs or 1 crore in the industry, but they have definitely experience of 30 years, 35 years, 40 years in the PV industry. Okay, guys. So is it interesting? Going interesting, guys?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Now I'll come to some company names. So what are the companies which are providing such jobs? Okay, like let's talk about first Indian companies. Okay, let's talk about some Indian companies. Okay, let's talk about some Indian companies. And in Indian companies, Biocon comes first. This is the pharmaceutical company. Biocon comes first, and then there is Sun Pharma, there is Cipla, there is Dr. Reddy's. I mean, all companies have their in-house team. Okay, they all companies have their in-house team, and India doesn't have many CROs, but international CROs are there, which works in the in our companies. And the major one, you must have heard the name of IQVIA, right? Parexel, right? IQVIA and Parexel, sorry, it is E. So IQVIA and Parexel are one of the biggest, international names in the pharmacovigilance domain. Okay, biggest IQVIA, Parexel, Cactus. There are many. Okay, there are many. Even we are also the CRO, but we are at very small scale. We are the startup for last 4 years, right? We are at very small level. But if you really look for the pharmacovigilance job, big companies are IQVIA, Parexel, and Cactus. And at international level, definitely Novartis is one of the biggest one. Novartis is one of the biggest PV roles, and they provide, all these are providing the role jobs in Hyderabad and Bangalore, Pune, Gurgaon. Okay, Gurgaon. These are the basic places where you will get the jobs very easy. Pfizer is there. Okay, Pfizer is there. Pfizer office is there in Bangalore and Delhi. Okay, they give the jobs there. Then Rose is there. Rose is one of the important company we should not forget. Okay, and then these all companies are in the metro cities. You will get the jobs easily in the metro cities related to these things, guys. Okay, and then someone was asking what are the softwares we use. First, let me tell you what are the softwares we usually use in the pharmacovigilance softwares I was telling about. See, I cannot take the big class right now. I cannot explain because these things are coming. Okay, these things are coming. So I just wanted you to know that what are the things happening around and how you can go to the industry and what are the things happen in the industry. So you should not feel worried, right? After joining our courses, also you should not feel worried, guys. I am guaranteeing you. Okay, I am guaranteeing you, you don't have to worry about anything. Okay, maybe your classes have not happened for 2 weeks. I'm sorry for that, but you are going to get the best quality education here. You are going to best quality support here. You are going to get everything whatever I have promised in the first class, or maybe in the brochure whatever is written, you will get everything. Okay, you don't have to worry about. Okay, so let me talk about the softwares. First major software which is being used is Argus. Okay, Argus, we also call it Oracle Argus because it is by the Oracle company. Oracle Argus Safety, we call it. Oracle Argus Safety. Okay, and that is widely used for what? Case processing, signal detection, and regulatory reporting. Okay, they have the format, they have the database and all. Number two, if I talk about the some other software, that is Eris Global. Okay, that is that is Eris Global. Okay, Eris Global, and Eris Global is by LifeSpear. Okay, we call it LifeSpear, right? And this also offers the comprehensive PV solutions for case management and risk assessment. Okay, risk assessment and case management. Number three, there are many other. One is also called Viva Vault. Okay, Viva Vault, that is also there for global pharmacovigilance activities, Viva Vault. Then also for the signal detection and all, we don't use that, but there is, I mean, in India, very less used. Outside in Europe, usually they used Empiricia. Empiricia, okay, Empirica actually. Empirica signal, I think I am pronouncing it bad, wrong, but there is something Empirica. Yeah, I think Empirica is the correct name. You guys can check it later also. Okay, Empirica is there. Okay, Empirica signal. So this works for signal detection and data analytics. And we also have some something called, like SAS drug development, right? SAS, you know that SAS drug development. So it provides the advanced data analytics and reporting capabilities. SAS also have their software. Then we have many are there. And if you look into the specific work, we have one called PV work. Okay, PV works, that works only especially in compliance and PV reporting. Okay, compliance and PV reporting. And we also have something called medra. You must have known that. What is medra? Medra is nothing but medical dictionary for regulatory. Medra is nothing but, let me write here, you will understand, medical dictionary for regulatory activities. Okay, regulatory activities, right? And it usually standardizes all the terminology which is used in PV operations and all. Okay, and there is something also, something called Innov PV. I just reminded these names. One second, guys. Innov PV. Okay, ENNOV. Okay, ENNOV. Yes, let me write this. One second. Innov PV. Okay, Innov PV again works in the case management. Okay, and the one special why I'm talking about Innov PV is not only the case management, but this helps people in literature review. Okay, literature review for PV data. Okay, it works in the in that also. Okay, in that also. And there is one more software. Let me tell. This is another software called Spotfire. Okay, remember this name, Spotfire. And Spotfire works especially in visual analytics. Okay, visual analytics means making the graphs and the safety data exploration, safety data reporting and all. So it creates the charts and graphs and it employs for visual analytics and safety data reporting. Okay, Spotfire. So these are the usual softwares we have in the pharmacovigilance. So I think that's all for today's class, guys. And technical knowledge, that you need you need the knowledge of PV guidelines. Usually that those will be taught here, like ICH, GCP, CDSO guidelines. Then you should have the regulatory knowledge, that also will be taken care. Database proficiency like metra, medical terminology like metra, report writing, signal detection, all. You will understand all these things during this course. Okay, so don't worry about that. Now let me you know stop sharing, and if you have any kind of questions, please ask me, guys. I hope you got whatever you wanted to discuss in brief. Yes, guys. So any questions to me, guys?
Well, I have a question, sir. I mean, that is something out of the box, but like somebody who's already working into ICSR managerial position
Okay.
and wants to shift into a specialized field of PV, let's say signal or aggregate. So,
Yes.
does that person needs to compromise with the salary, or they can, inculcate considering that as a special skill on the same salary with a good hike?
No, no,
And
definitely with the good hike. Why? Let me tell you one thing. See,
mm,
suppose you have, there are two ways. I told you in starting. Hello.
yeah, yeah, you're
There
audible.
are two ways. One is you enter the industry as a safety associate, safety data associate, or something
Mm-hmm.
which is the entry level job, right? There are, based on the job profile, listen to me carefully, based on the job profile, based on the work, or based on the team where they need the manpower, they give you the training. Okay, if they need you in the PV works, if they need you in the data or aggregate report writing something, they will train you like that. But if you're just joining as a signal detection analyst, okay, if you're joining just as a PV database analyst, okay, so what you have to do is you join as a PV database analyst, and then in company only turn your interest towards any specialization, because there are some specialization I told you, like the data review or risk management team and all. These people have the higher salary, okay, these people have
Yeah.
the higher salaries. So you make your interest into that, get specialized in that, get training in that, work for that, and then you can definitely in the new company with a new resume, with the new skills, you can jump into the special team with a very good hike. Okay,
Okay.
or once you are trained in that, you can same in the same company, you can get a good hike. You don't have to compromise at all. If you're just jumping from PV to the specialized PV, you don't have to compromise on the salary at all. But definitely if you're coming
Okay.
from medical writing department, if you're coming from CDM, or if you're coming from other department and wants to join the medical you want to join the PV, then definitely there will be some difference, right?
Okay.
And they may allow you to join as a fresher for that or something like that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other questions, guys? Yes, guys. Anything else? Okay, no questions, I believe. Then, these things can be discussed again also. I don't mind. If you have the questions, you please put in the, our groups are made for this only, for such certain discussions. We will also start sharing jobs openings and all in some time. And don't worry about the classes, guys. Let me assure you again, don't worry about that. Okay, your classes will be on time. And today also I was supposed to take this class. I was very well prepared. I prepared the notes also. I look into many companies, I look into the job profiles, I was checking out a big with my experiences, I was doing that. So I was very ready to take the class, but that suddenly that happened. Okay, so yeah, with that, okay, no worries, guys. I have another class at 7. So thank you very much for joining. If you have any questions, we can discuss it later or in the group. Okay, thank you, guys.
Okay.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.